Ethan has finally released another content nuke on Hasan Piker. Grab your popcorn, guys. Grab some snacks. Grab probably something to drink. We're gonna be here for a while. Turn it up.
Laughed. A few people cried. Most people were silent. I remembered the line from the Hindu scripture, the Bhagavad Gita. Vishnu takes on his multi-armed form and says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds."
Ominous.
The Houthis also are doing what
fucking bloodthirsty, violent pig dogs. Why am I held accountable? God forbid you throw up the fucking green Hamas banner.
Happy birthday to you.
I'm cooked,
All together.
I'm
Happy
cooked.
birthday from Twitch, Hasan. Happy birthday from Twitch.
Wow. Already off to a weird start.
Oh, hi there.
He hasn't opened a video like that in so long. Dude, he looks healthy now. Remember how big he used to look? Holy shit, good on you, Ethan. God, dude. Getting older too, man.
It's me, your old friend, Ethan Klein. It's been a while since we've last spoken. In that time, I've had 3 kids, all boys.
Damn.
I've lost 100 pounds. And
Good on you.
I've pissed off 75% of the internet. Probably a lot of you guys, too. Actually talking about there at the NRA meeting that's today in Texas. Someone should bomb.
Oh no. Did you say that?
Oh, yeah, and I got a
No.
tattoo also, so I'm cool like that now. Left or right, I always thought that, despite our differences, there was one thing we could all agree on. And what was that? That we love America and everything she stands for.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We love America here. Anybody who doesn't love America is a commie. Get out of my country.
Mom and Dad and apple pie.
Sure, there's plenty to criticize and endless things to improve.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was about making a more perfect union, not tearing it down.
And marching bands, a pride that only
The
three
thing is, there's something kind of scary brewing in America. Communism.
That's America.
Get those commies out of my country. We have no time for communism in America. The free country. Get those commies out of my country.
That's America to me.
Gee.
I started to
Gee,
show
come here, Gee. You're not a commie, are you, Gee? Come here, Gee. Come here, babies. You're not. Come here, Gee. Come here, Gee. You're not a commie. Come here. She's staying outside the door. She's a commie.
a couple of years ago with my acquaintance, Hasan Piker. You might remember him from such classics as
America deserved 9/11, dude. Fuck it. I'm saying it.
Oh my
Kill them.
God.
Kill those motherfuckers in a video game. Sorry. Holy shit. That's not what I said. You dumb cracker bitch.
and of course, the Leftovers podcast, which was our show, which we made broadly to goof on the antics of the right. Now, to be clear, I knew about all these edgy and controversial jokes at the time we made the show together, because
So, I'm only vaguely familiar with Hasan. Vaguely. I know he likes to say some outrageous shit. I know that, like, he has a massive platform. I know that a lot of people think he's controversial as well. I don't know what his takes are. He's probably going to discuss it. But at the same time, like, I'm going to be hit with, like, brand new information. So, I'm kind of wondering why people wanted me to react to it. Maybe because it's just Ethan.
who am I to judge?
Here is Ethan Klein being a delightful human being.
I was just going to say, if there's another Holocaust, if they start rounding up the Jews again, I hope Ben gets...
Oh my God, he didn't say that, dude. Oh my God, Ethan.
He presents himself as someone like me, a left-leaning Democrat who supports basic things. And we went on making the show for about 2 years and everything was good. Everyone was having fun, the audience was having fun, no
I
problem.
had no idea they worked together.
That was until this happened. We were doing our regular show, and for the first time I noticed an inordinate amount of radical, hardcore leftists. I mean, I thought we were social democrats, not whatever this was. I don't hate the idea of like people who can be successful. I think it's good that people can achieve success in the term monetary success. I mean, that's what that means, right? I do. There's nothing wrong with that.
Because I see so many people in the chat saying no.
I don't know what y'all are tripping about. Like, what the fuck do you want?
What is the idea that
you guys
people
like
are looking for?
You guys are all like radical communists? There's that many radical communists? Suck it, chat. You're watching a capitalist pig. Deal with it. And then this happened. This comment from Hasan really started to sound some alarms in my head.
If you're in a socialist country with multiple parties, and one of the parties is a capitalist party, which would surely exist.
Yeah.
What would you do if that party started gaining momentum?
The solution to that would always be education and offering more
Re-education?
re-education, certainly. Yeah. There should be an enforcement mechanism. And in that enforcement mechanism, I think like rehabilitation, which would include re-education as well.
If putting capitalists in re-education camps isn't disturbing enough, I started to notice that Hasan was carrying a lot of water for communist states' war crimes and genocides.
What do you call Crimea? I call it a part of Russian territory, bitch. That's what I call Crimea. I call it Crimea River, a Russian river. The annexation of Crimea is...
Probably don't ask me what any of this is, because keeping up with modern politics, like worldwide politics, not the person. Don't come to my video for anything like that. We're just reacting to the video itself.
Is absolutely a justifiable annexation.
Tibet was literally a fucking feudal slave mandate, autonomous zone.
China did them a favor.
That was one. I mean, in America, when I say something like this, people get very upset. We talk about the Dalai Lama saying "suck my tongue" or whatever, but like that's not far from the norm in fucking normal Tibetan existence before the Communist Party came in and
so China unilaterally
my cat just took a fat shit
took over
and it
Tibet.
smells terrible.
Well, their culture.
My God.
They basically are trying to, homogenize the culture.
If your culture,
They're trying to spoil the religion and the identity.
The part of feudal warlords and slavery, abolishing that, yes, I do think that is good.
No, China did them a favor.
This is a good way to describe Taiwan as well. The American federal government going into the fucking South and killing, unfortunately not all of them, but a decent amount of slavers and defenders of slavery. This is violent retribution from a powerful federal government that squashed, okay?
Tibet is the South in the Civil War?
Yes.
And most disturbingly, a complete whitewashing of the Chinese genocide against their Muslim minority group, the Uyghurs. Don't they have Uyghur death camps? Is that...
It's not a death camp. They were re-education camps, and they are no longer in operation.
Is that
according
true?
to the Associated Press?
Okay, I saw this crazy documentary, and I don't know. I don't know the surrounding narrative or anything about it.
Bag of chips.
But it was about there was doctors in the area. They would be able to procure organs.
No, no.
I'm telling you, they were in China with
that one is like Shen Yun.
They're like,
Falun
we can
Gong.
get you an organ from a Uyghur. But why is that? Is that really that crazy?
The Associated Press quietly fucking wrote an article that didn't get a lot of coverage in mainstream media about how all the concentration camps have been closed now. Like all the re-education camps are closed now in fucking Xinjiang, and it's like very different vibes in Xinjiang, and now it's the tourism hour.
Let's see what the Associated Press actually had to say about this. These are all AP articles from the last 2 years. UK independent body reports China committed genocide in Xinjiang. China sanctioned a US research firm and 2 individuals over a report about the human rights violations in Xinjiang.
It's the tourism hour.
To China's fury, UN accuses Beijing of Uyghur rights abuses.
Tourism hour.
Uyghur County in China has the highest prison rate in the world. 1 in 25 people is in a Chinese.
Holy shit. 1 in 25 people are in a prison? Oh my god. That is so ridiculous, dude. 1 in 25.
It's the tourism hour.
48 Uyghurs detained in Thailand for almost 11 years are on hunger strike to protest their imminent deportation to China, where they face imprisonment or execution.
Not only does this AP article seem not to exist, reading the AP proved exactly the opposite. Hasan has happily eaten up the Chinese propaganda on this and has regurgitated it to his mainstream audience. Why is he defending China's genocide of their Muslim population? How does this even make sense? It only makes sense if A, he's being paid, or B, he has the political complexities of a 5-year-old. I know America bad is a meme that people laugh at online, but with Hasan, this does actually seem to be the beginning and the end of his analysis.
2 principles. Let me explain to you. 2 principles that you should keep with you, coming from a person who's Turkish, okay? When you look at a situation in the Middle East, you look at what the local government is and who the Western forces are. Never align with the Western forces. So when I look at other countries, I look at the regional actor, whoever the regional power player is, and then I look at who is backed by the Western superpowers. That's a principle that you could take home with you. If you want to actually be moral, or if you want to be smart about the way you analyze other countries, that's one basic principle that you can take.
So anytime a Western power is involved, we should not trust the side that has the backing of Western powers. It is what he's saying, right? Just don't trust Western powers. Yeah, that's what he's saying, yeah. So you should always take the side of whoever our enemies are, or whoever we're like against.
Take home with you. All of a sudden, magically, you are above on your foreign policy analysis. You're going to be better off than 90% of people that look at the situation.
After seeing all of this, I was already getting uncomfortable with our partnership. I started to wonder if I had any idea who this guy actually is. And then, this happened.
We have breaking news out of Israel this morning where Hamas has launched a surprise attack within Israel's borders overnight.
After the shock of October 7th, I noticed a huge increase of anti-Semitic comments from Hasan's stream and Discord, including from his head mod. I was disturbed that Hasan was seemingly okay with this.
Can you, do you care that your chat is calling me racist? Do you make any attempt to modify?
I have not looked at my chat.
Moderate that at all?
I have not looked at my chat at all, but you have
I just opened it, but don't you have moderators? Do you care at all about what your audience says about me?
There's 32,000 people in here right now.
I'm just trying to tell you guys how it feels. And I'm fucking shocked that you don't care that people in your chat are saying, who the fuck is this child, cold, arrogant,
Ethan,
fuck?
I love you, but there's only so much I can do.
How can you be surprised when your Discord is literally full of fucking...
Ethan, I love you, but there's only so much I can do if you're making that argument. You know that, right?
Hasan's chat had been calling me a Zion.
Oh, okay. So whenever somebody makes an argument, and what do you mean? You just moderate, you don't agree with it, then you moderate it, and it gets fixed. So you got to be okay with it to not enforce it, right? You're not okay with it, you enforce it, or you're okay with it and you don't enforce it. So either way, you're propagating it.
Zionist, baby-killing genocider. Maybe it is unreasonable that I'm asking him to moderate his chat for a friend. He doesn't even know where I'm coming from because it's not something he would ever ask for.
And all these other content creators actually, whipping their communities when their chat is going fucking absolutely bananas over random dumb shit and bringing my name up for no fucking reason. That you were just allowing that shit to run rampant in your chat. And I thought that was fucked up. Ethan, I love you, but there's only so much I can do. Especially as someone who thought we were fucking friends. I think that's a reasonable expectation for someone who you consider to be a friend.
The problem wasn't that he was pro-Palestinian, because I share a lot of those views, and I've been a stalwart supporter of the Palestinian cause for many years. The problem with Hasan's coverage, and a lot of people like him, was their complete lack of empathy for the Jewish people who were frankly slaughtered by Hamas. He refused to show even a crumb of empathy for the Jewish victims.
But listen to what this guy has to say.
And as you might have seen, there was some sort of rave or desert party where they were having a great time until the resistance came in electrified hang gliders and took at least several dozen hipsters. But I'm sure they're doing very fine despite what the New York Post says. But nobody had seen this coming.
I mean, that's insane, right?
I don't even. Yeah. Okay. Like.
Okay.
I don't.
I'm just criticizing people. You don't have to comment if you're not comfortable about it.
I honestly felt at times that he and his audience barely thought of Israelis as humans.
But this dude just called babies militants.
No, I understand. And there are baby settlers as well. But there are baby settlers as well. There are babies in the settlements.
Part of running defense for Hamas is downplaying the violence, specifically the sexual violence, which he's done a lot of.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th. Like, that doesn't change the dynamic for me even this much.
But why though? Why doesn't it? It should change it, because the people who are doing it need to be way up higher on the pedestal of evil, right? If you're doing A, B, or C, like, you're evil. But if you just add another D element of evil on top, of course you're going to be considered more evil, right? Obviously. Like, the more bad shit you do, the more important it is that we classify you as, like, the most evil you can be. Like, if you're okay with doing, like, the attacks and the killings, and you're also okay with taking advantage of other people, like, you need to be up here, man. Like, you are the worst scum ever. There's not much worse you could do than taking out somebody younger and picking on the weak and vulnerable for your sick pleasure, right? That's just human scum.
So that's the other part of this problem that many people that can't contend with. Like, the Palestinian resistance is not perfect. They're not, like, so good. They have magical bullets.
So
the Palestinian resistance is not perfect. They're not, like, so good. They have magical bullets. Is not perfect.
Of course, if you compare the raw numbers, Gazans have lost a lot more than Israelis. 40,000 people have died, and neighborhoods have been completely flattened during this war. And while we should keep their plight at the top of our minds at all time, it also doesn't mean that we should disregard the lives of the Jewish people who are also affected by this, even if their suffering on the whole is not as great. Some of you may know that I'm an Israeli dual citizen. My wife is Israeli, my kids are half Israeli, and my entire in-law is Israeli. I lived there for 5 years, and I grew a closeness with the country and its people. One of the biggest issues between me, Hasan, and his community was that I am in favor of a two-state solution while they are in favor of a one-state solution. Their theory is that after the October 7th attack, Israel should just dissolve its borders and let Hamas enter Israel unrestrained.
Borders.
What do you think Israel should have done in response to October 7th?
Instead of indiscriminately bombing Gaza, I think the first thing to do in that situation would be to dismantle the government in the way that it existed, like get Netanyahu out of power.
Okay. So you're saying Israel in
85%.
response... Hold on, dude. You're saying in response to this terrorist attack, Israel should have dismantled their own government.
First set of actions would be to democratically take Netanyahu out of power. Yes.
The problem is...
Wait, so you're saying let terrorists win, is what you're saying, right? That you will let the bad guys who attacked win. That's like saying, I just hit the shit of the mic. That's like saying attack somebody like the United States, and then the United States, as a response, should dismantle our government and let them have their way. That's insane. That's crazy.
That Israel's been at war with its neighbors for 70 plus years.
You have no knowledge of current events. Dude, just listen. I already told you. I'm just reacting to the video. If you want to go criticize me like that, I'm just gonna ban you. So here, I'll ban you myself. Here, hold this ban. Yeah, hold that. Fucking idiot.
And it makes a lot of sense that there be some distrust there. Is it really insane to think that Jews, as an ethnic minority in Israel, would not be safe? After all, Israel is a country of refugees. If the Jews didn't come from Europe after the Holocaust, they came from the surrounding Arab countries that expelled them in massive amounts following the 1948 war. In fact, there was more Jews displaced than Palestinians during the Nakba. 1 million Jews. All of these surrounding Arab countries had vibrant Jewish communities in huge number, hundreds of thousands. Now, if you look at them, you're looking at close to, if not literally, 0 Jews left in these countries.
Just to give you an idea, here's a visual representation of the Jewish refugees after 1948. Morocco had 265,000.
Did you guys see that one had one Afghanistan? One known. 0. 50, 20, 0. How would you even figure this out? Polls? It doesn't. I mean, it's still crazy.
The Jewish refugees after 1948. Morocco had 265,000 Jews. Now it has 2,000. Algeria had 140,000. Now it has about 50. Iraq had 150,000 Jews. Now 10. And I want to give a special shout out to my boy over in Afghanistan. One known Jew.
Just
we
one.
know him. We love him. He's the one Afghan Jew.
They were forced to leave their homes, their lives, their property, and migrate to the only place in the world that would accept them, which was Israel. The irony of this whole situation is that after the 1948 war, when Israel won the war to declare its independence, the Arab countries got super anti-Semitic against their own Jewish citizenry that had nothing to do with Israel. And as a result, they kicked them all out, 1 million plus of them, and forced them to go the one place they hated the most, Israel. And now those same people that forced them out of their homes are telling them they don't belong there. So if the Jews of Israel are surrounded by Islamic militant terrorist groups that have stated their goal is to annihilate Israel as a Jewish state, and considering the historical context of Jews being pogromed from Arab countries, is it really that crazy for them to not feel safe as an ethnic minority, even a little bit?
And that's pretty much the entirety of our disagreement.
I mean, that makes
Despite what
sense.
you've read on TikTok and Twitter,
100%.
I've donated $6,500 to a Palestinian charity after the war started.
Might just break under my fat
Ethan
ass.
Klein, thank you for the dono. Ethan Klein gave $6,500. My goat. Thank you, Ethan.
Condemned Netanyahu as a war criminal. They're led by Netanyahu, who should resign in disgrace and go to prison for being a war criminal. Called the West Bank settlements an abomination. Settlers in the West Bank are religious zealots. They're monsters. They're genocidal. I've even said the West Bank settlers are valid military targets. When you talk about like colonial settlers and stuff, like that's what's actually happening in the West Bank right now. And these people are more or less valid military targets, in my opinion. My only crime is wanting a two-state solution instead of one, and thinking it's not okay to kill Israeli civilians. That's it. That's why they're calling me a Nazi Zionist. And because of Hasan and others spreading this malicious lie about my beliefs, I'm even getting harassed on the street.
So how come you don't like Palestine?
I like Palestine.
No, you don't.
Why do you say that?
Because, bro, you're... wasn't she in the IDF?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, that's crazy.
Mandatory service.
That's
She's born
sad.
there.
That's terrorism, bro.
Mandatory
That's
service
sad.
is
I feel bad
terrorism.
for you guys. Ethan Klein, bro, you're ugly as fuck, bro. You're ugly as shit. You look like a rapist,
Bro,
man.
look in the fucking...
You look like a fucking rapist, Ethan. Feel bad for you guys. Ethan Klein.
Dude, people like that, they're mute, dude. They're just trying to start shit for clout. Like, bro, why are you coming up on somebody while they're driving and shit and talking mad stuff? Bro. Like, you would have no place if you didn't use that video for clout. You're basically a nobody. We're all nobodies, but just like you're like scum. When you resort to like personal insults, that's when you just lose.
I'm tired of all these coward Americans in the South trying to act like they're so tough. Oh, I'm American. Oh, you don't even run your own country. You don't run your own country, bro. You don't run your own country. A foreign country named Israel runs your country. Oh my God, bro, I love you, Hasan. Can I give you a hug, bro?
I'm so sweaty, bro.
I love you, bro.
I'm so sweaty.
I love you, bro. I have to interview you. You're like my hero, bro. I love you, bro. You're the coolest guy in the world, bro. Hold on, I think I look gay in that one. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on, I think I look gay in that one. Look at Hasan, dude. He ain't happy.
Okay.
It's the funny thing about me. I don't like terrorism, and I don't like terrorists.
Wow, that's so surprising. We don't like terrorism? Makes me feel giddy just thinking about it. I can't believe it. Is it like it's not a big deal to not like terrorism?
If they're Jews, Christians, Muslims, they're all bad.
Yeah.
What is terrorism? It's intentionally targeting civilian population for political goals. I don't like it. None of it.
Nobody should like it.
And over time, I started to learn that my co-host, he really likes terrorists.
They do musicals. They're very musical people.
Are you being serious?
Those are musicals. Bro, those are not musicals. That's not a musical. Nope, that's not a musical.
Look, you think I made this? Isn't I know they're singing, but I'm seeing this guns and shoot. This isn't a music video.
No, this is propaganda.
These ships, they started targeting the ships. People on this helicopter right now?
Yes.
They're streaming this?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. They're flexing.
What? And they're coming in hot with guns.
Yeah, but you have to understand, this is a deterrent. We think the Houthis on.
Wait a second. They live streamed them sieging ships. Dude.
Allah is doing what Luffy would do. You should tell him that.
No, he's not. No, stop.
Our military organization.
Do we like them or no?
I don't have an issue with them. Let's just say, but they are a terrorist organization. Like they're designated. They are designated by the.
Oh my god, dude. He says some fucking crazy ass shit, dude. I mean, I can't like fault people for liking the dude. He's saying some really fucking crazy shit. And there's definitely an audience for people who just like spout insane, like mind-blowing shit. There's like no shame.
The American state is a terrorist organization.
I do not like them then.
Well,
he is regarded as a pretty brilliant a person in terms of like everything that he's done.
Then I saw clips like this where Hasan is explaining how he's hiding his power level to funnel in normies into radicalization.
I think that in the short term, in order to combat against that, you have to advocate for a much lighter form of propaganda. You want America, in the way that I feel about it, and if you want America to get out of the way for places with more revolutionary potential to do what they would normally do, I think that, you know, one thing you have to do is advocate for a lighter form while simultaneously still doing agitated propaganda that goes beyond, social democratic idea.
I just wanted to put emphasis on the exact point of the so-called radicalization funnel, where, for example, Hasan and JT catch them while they're young, as they say, and then they start looking into this new idea, etc., and then
catch them while they're young,
through the funnel, get more and more informed, get more and more radicalized. You do your part in the funnel for the cause, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. You're doing, in my modest opinion, a great thing for the cause.
Now listen to Hasan during our very first conversation lie to me about how he's a social democrat to hide his power level.
We should move towards a Sweden-style economy or a Norway-style economy, which would be a social democracy.
You have to advocate for a much lighter form of propaganda. with robust social safety nets,
cold radicalization funnel, catch them while they're young, as they say,
and protections for workers like higher unionization rates.
A lighter form, while simultaneously still doing agitated propaganda that goes beyond social democratic ideas.
Hell, he's proclaimed it loudly that he is a self-described propagandist.
I'm a propagandist.
Well, no.
For the record.
I'm not calling
I'm a
you that.
propagandist.
I'm just saying. I'm going to play you.
I'm saying I am.
Okay, well then I want to
I'm saying I am.
I just
before
want to
you
put
even play it.
A propagandist is much more than someone with a bias. It's someone who knowingly lies to further their political agenda.
And then I had a terrifying vision. Had I been duped? Was Hasan presenting a Trojan horse to my community, where he was just a left-leaning Democrat like myself, and as he said in the previous video, was funneling them into radicalization and turning them against me?
Liberals are some of the
That's
easiest
crazy.
to manipulate people on the fucking planet, dude.
I learned how much he hates liberals.
Dude, I hate liberals, dude. I do. I hate them. I hate them so viciously.
Did he secretly despise me this whole time?
I'm sorry, dude. I hate liberals so much.
Did this man sit next to me for 2 years and pretend to be my friend?
Dude, liberals are a burden on this planet, dude.
Liberals are the most like scummy, vile, fucking idiots. Liberals are incredibly stupid.
Well, I'm not sure about that. I don't think he pretended for 2 years to be your friend. I think that he always believed in what he's talking about now. But I don't think that your friendship was like fake. I think that he was just so indoctrinated with how he already thought that he just had to kind of like play the game. Because like you're gonna have friends that you obviously don't agree with everything they say, and they're not gonna obviously agree with everything you say, but you're not pretending to be friends, right? Like you still get along, you still play games together. You might have like the occasional argument, but it never like boils down to like physical like mean comments or anything like that. I think that he genuinely believed that you were friends. I think that he just so set in his path, right? I think that's the way to say it.
I hate these petulant liberals, dumb fucking liberals.
What else is someone this sociopathic capable of?
Liberals are some of the easiest to manipulate people on the fucking planet, dude.
Was I being manipulated this whole time?
That was my fear anyway.
I don't think so.
Regardless of his true beliefs, that broke my trust in him, and I pretty much ended the show immediately. And I felt guilty for my participation in mainstreaming Hasan. And for that, I apologize. I should have done more research, and I should have looked more deeply into who I was getting in bed with before they gave me chlamydia. Sorry, Hila. Over the past year since the show ended, I continue to watch Hasan platform, promote, and propagandize terrorist organizations. And every time it happened on Twitch, I would say, man, this time surely he went too far and someone's got to do something. But as the time went on, nothing happened, and his views got more and more radical and more disturbing. I feel it's my obligation, after mainstreaming someone like Hasan, to take this on. And so it was war. Nuclear war.
I stand before you following the footsteps of intellectual giants.
One thing we've
as
been hearing
nothing
for weeks.
but a simple man.
Now,
A simple man who understands right from wrong.
Yeah.
I
You're an
sometimes
important,
that's all that
influential
matters.
voice to a
The
lot of
Democratic
people.
Party can-
I'm an idiot, I'm a dumb bimbo, I don't know what I'm talking about.
And there are some things
I've gotten numb to criticism like this. It's not. As a matter of fact, I seek it out now because I make content out of it. I think it's funny and fun.
Damn, that was a sick animation.
And there are baby settlements as well.
Can you just shut the fuck up, bloodthirsty, violent people?
God, was everybody watching Hasan?
It happens out of nowhere.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen.
That was pretty fucking cool.
Thank you to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this video. ExpressVPN is an app that lets you change your location. Let's see what you can do with this power. Well, you can sign up for Netflix.
We are not
from
skipping
a
the
different
ad,
country,
guys.
But why would you want to do that? It was $14.
We're supporting him.
$3.66. Okay, but it even gets better than that. Netflix and all the streaming apps have
You guys
different
should
catalogs for
watch
each
the
region.
ad.
So let's
Always
say, for
watch
example,
the
I want to
ad.
watch some Dragon Ball Z Broly, but it's not available in the USA. Psych! All you need to do is switch locations to Canada, refresh, and boom! That easy and fast, Dragon Ball Z time. I use these websites to help find whatever shows I'm looking for. You can type in the show you want and it will show you which region to connect to. The amount of content I have access to is insane. It's super easy to use. It's an app you connect to, and then you pick which country you want to connect to.
You guys should support the ads or watch the ads, because if the advertisers see that you have a large volume of people that just skip the ad, then you're not helping them out. Like, I'm sure you've seen the ads all the time. Just sit through the ad, let it play out, even turn on the volume, that's fine. You don't have to like click on that link or anything like that. Just sit through it, that way they can actually get something out of it. Don't like hurt their chances of getting future sponsorships because you don't want to watch. Like, it's common to just skip it, but for me, I'll watch it. You guys can just mute it.
It's that easy. So what are you waiting for? Go to expressvpn.com/H3H3 for 4 free months, or scan the QR code, or go to the link in the description. Thank you so much to ExpressVPN. And now, back to our program. Meanwhile, at Twitch HQ, the marketing team is strategizing on a new advertising vertical.
My friends at Twitch headquarters,
Oh, no.
the executives, the influencers, Hasan, nice to see you, Frogan, front row. I am here to present to you an extraordinarily exciting opportunity. We have not tapped this market yet. Now, don't panic, okay? Because you're gonna wanna panic when I tell you, but listen and learn. Who's billions of dollars, eager to spend it? And what, people are too cowardly to reach out and take the money?
Not us.
Terrorism. Terrorism. Twitch is perfect. You could broadcast it straight into the veins of 18 to 35-year-old men. So here's what I'm suggesting. Hasan Piker.
Hasibal.
Yeah, we'll get drinks after the show. No, you. He's such a great guy. No, you. Give it up for Hasan Piker, everybody. Happy birthday, buddy. This dude can package anti-Semitism and anti-Americanism like nobody else. In fact, you guys got him on the front page. And
That's true. I see him every time he gets on the front
Basically,
page.
gentlemen and gentle ladies, Frogan, you look good today, girl.
Babe?
Girl, you look good. Great job on that Arab tier list.
Isn't Frogan the one who says that like all military vets should have PTSD? I fucking hate that bitch. Like, you can't, dude, so fucked up. The only reason you get to say shit like that is because people like us actually, like, signed up for doing some of this. It's the only reason. Only reason. Insane.
That was good. How much we get for that? Yo, you got 10 million from Qatar for that? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, Twitch! Here's the thing, with help from people like Hasan, terrorism is like in the eyes of the beholder, right? They're not terrorists, they're, go ahead.
Musicians.
Go ahead, he knows. Freedom fighters, guys. We are fighting for freedom. What about the rapes and the murders? Don't mention that. What's wrong with you? And another one. The resistance isn't
not
perfect. Right? You gotta crack some eggs, man. Hasan, you know Socialism didn't buy you that car.
If I knew that this is what communism would be in 2024, I wouldn't have bothered with this shit. Really. Of course, is the symbol of the capitalist excess. What the fuck is he thinking? You guys actually believe this idiot is a socialist? Forget a religion. Hasan is the opiate of the masses. Straight to the gulag for anyone subbed to this idiot.
Wow. That dude knew.
Or that designer dog.
This breed's stunning fluffy coat comes with a price. Chow Chows shed all year.
Very cute, by the way, but those are expensive. The point is, we have the biggest
political streamer on our platform that is influencing media and influencing young kids everywhere. If we can normalize terrorism, if we could rebrand it, then fuck the US Navy. You know how much those guys don't pay shit. You see the Army ads on Twitch? The Army, it's fucking broke, dude. I'll tell you who loves America more than the Army. Qatar. Well, I don't know if love's the right word, but they're paying more. Good CPMs coming out of Qatar. But you kids love anime, right? Can't get enough of it. I mean, look at what we've already done with Hasan. You're the fucking man, dude. Happy birthday again, man. No, we got a big party for you after. No, don't do it. Let's wait, because we got a big party and a cake and everything for you after in the back. The prostitutes, too. Don't tell anyone. That's part of the past. Look what we've done already. This Houthi pirate. I mean, who are you kidding? This guy's a fucking terrorist. He literally tweeting out he wants to kill Jews and put their heads on pikes. And somehow, not somehow, because of his genius, we have rebranded the Houthi fucking pirates, the Houthi terrorist organization. Yeah, the Islamic fundamentalists. Death to America, curse upon the Jews. That's right. That's the Jolly Roger of this man here.
That's the Luffy
None other
of this
than
story.
Monkey D. Luffy. So let's get out there, guys. And let's make 2025 our biggest year, guys. Come on, guys. The resistance isn't perfect. The resistance isn't perfect. Yeah, let's get him. If you want to know where on the political spectrum Hasan sits, take a look at a recent media analysis by Ad Fonte, which rated Hasan as the most extreme left-wing, untrustworthy media source on the internet. And to give you an idea, he is opposite of InfoWars. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that.
You are the polar opposite? Oh my god. I can't believe you're the polar opposite of InfoWars, dude. I mean, it makes sense. The shit he says. Oh. Get a drink. Alex Jones is your equal on the opposite side, man. That's crazy.
Hasan loves all terrorists. But what I will say is that there isn't many he don't like. Let's start with our good friend Luffy here and his organization, the Houthis.
And yes, this is what it looks like. They are hiling Hitler.
The Houthis are an Islamic military group. They're known for their cruel measures, forcibly recruiting child soldiers, shelling civilian areas, and blocking food from entering already famine-ruined parts of Yemen. They've also set up landmines in agricultural spots, making the fields virtually worthless. Women have virtually no rights, and homosexuality, of course, is punishable by death. That lines up with leftist values. Now, just how little rights do women in the Houthis' Yemen have? Well, according to this, there's been 1,181 violations committed by Houthi rebels against women, including torture, rape, and murder. So, not great. The Houthis have a very wholesome flag, as you can see here. It says, translated, Allah Akbar, death to America, death to Israel, and a curse upon the Jews. And that's all of them, not just the ones in Israel. And of course, victory to Islam. I get it.
Motivational.
These terrorists are like, we hate Jews. We want to kill Jews. And then people like Hasan are like, you're fucking racist for saying that they just want to kill Jews and that they're terrorists, man.
What you meant to say is Hezbollah is Muslim.
You're not thinking deep enough about this topic.
My criticisms of the Houthis' slogan do not factor in to what they are doing. Of course, it is anti-Semitic, but contextualizing it matters. Yeah, it's really interesting because like that is such Western-focused propaganda. Like for a Palestinian to arrive at...
But what... Maybe I don't understand either. He's on a different level of thinking than I am. I figured it's plain as day, but context does matter when you say these things. It does matter.
Anti-Semitic opinions, okay? They don't need to read Mein Kampf.
Musical guys.
Oh, I almost forgot the most fun one. They brought back slavery.
We think the Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do.
That lines up with leftist values. All right,
no.
So these guys are clearly the bad guys. So my question is, how does Hasan cover such a genocidal, violent, misogynistic, homophobic, terroristic organization.
Oh, you want to see a Houthi musical?
Sure.
These were the people that the Saudis were killing, by the way. Just so you know, these fucking musically gifted individuals.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I need the money, guys.
I'm gonna grab my
I'm so confused. What is
اسأل أصحاب الفخامة والمعالي واسألوا عن الحشد العسكري.
Musical, guys. Musical. Musicians. They're musicians. They're high-class members of society, and they're making a very banger music video. It is not a militaristic propaganda proposing hate crime. It's a musical. These are musicians, guys.
يوم سيطرنا على الخوبة بآلي ما نبالي بالهمر والمدفعية
That's right, my friend.
Make it a
Hasan
major
just
world
played
war.
straight up terrorist propaganda without even being there to analyze it. Surely this must be against terms of service. Twitch does not allow content that depicts, glorifies, encourages, or supports terrorism or violent
W for
extremist
Twitch.
actors.
W
For
for Twitch.
example, displaying or linking terrorist or extremist propaganda, even for the purpose of denouncing such content. Denouncing? Okay, but what's the rule for endorsing it? Is that okay? The answer is yes, as Hasan was never punished for this blatant violation of Twitch community guidelines. Got it. So denouncing terrorism is bad. Don't do that. Endorsing terrorism is good. Okay.
Yep,
got
W.
it, Twitch.
W for Twitch.
What is going on? This is a 3-minute video of. What do you mean a music video? When you said music video, I'm expecting like bad example, Chris Brown dancing. You know?
No. They do like
What is
they do
this?
musicals. They're very musical people.
Are you being serious?
Dog, what do you look? You think I?
Who is this guy on the right? Who is this? I feel really bad. It sounds like somebody that Hasan pulled off the street and was like, "Hey, watch this music video," and they're like, "Oh, okay," and they're like, "Dude, that's propaganda. What is that?"
I made
This isn't music. I know they're singing, but I'm seeing just guns and shit. This isn't a music video, Hasan.
No, it is. They do musicals about like their fucking like their actions all the time.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. I've got this.
Okay.
Instead of terrorist propaganda, let's call it musicals.
They do musicals.
Instead of violent jihadists, let's call them
musicians.
Musically talented people.
They're very musical people.
Are you being serious?
Guys, let's just use our brains. Fiddler on the Roof, Wicked, Alexander Hamilton, man.
Into the
There's no
Woods.
reason we can't put these Houthis on Broadway.
Well, they go, listen, you want to fucking bring a ship through here? We're going to take it. So that's exactly what the Houthis start doing. They start fucking sending in helicopters onto fucking ships. Bro, they fucking, look at this. They got the Palestinian flag that they painted under the helicopter with the Yemen flag. They fucking overtake. They start overtaking the ships. And they're like, guess what, dog? No more trade to Israel. If you are sending ships into Israel, if you are owned by an Israeli subsidiary, if you're owned by an Israeli corporation, we're going to take over your ship. You cannot fucking use this trade route anymore. Guess what, bitch? It's our fucking territorial boundary, and we're going to enforce this until you stop doing genocide in Gaza.
So let's review his claims. His first claim is that the boat is headed for Israel. It's not. It's going from Turkey to India. The next claim is that it's owned by an Israeli company. It's not. It's being chartered by a Japanese company, and the boat's owners are registered in the Isle of Man. I'd like to remind everybody that the crew that's kidnapped in this video has been missing for over a year now with zero updates on their health, whereabouts, or anything.
That lines up with leftist values.
Hasan's third claim is that this attack happened in their territorial waters, which is also a lie. It happened in international waters. Hasan is lying for the Houthis like he's being paid. And honestly, at this point, is he?
I'm a
Maybe.
propagandist.
Well, no.
For the record.
I'm not calling
I'm a
it.
propagandist.
This is like a hostile. They're streaming this.
Yeah. They're flexing.
What?
They're flexing.
They're coming in hot with guns.
Yeah, but you have to understand, this is a deterrence. Israeli society is going to start getting upset. They're going to be like, I can't get my treats. I can't get my Amazon Prime deliveries. What the fuck is going on? I hate this. Israel sucks. I'm leaving Israel. That's the goal.
I find it disturbing that Hasan thinks that a slowdown of imports is going to cause Jews to flee Israel. 80% of Israelis were born there and do not have citizenship anywhere else. So where do you want them to go, Hasan? Back to Poland or back to the Arab countries they were forced out of?
Israel sucks. I'm leaving Israel. That's the goal.
By telling the Jews of Israel to go back where they came from, Hasan attempts to deny Jewish heritage in the Middle East. It characterizes them not as indigenous, but as white colonizers. This is despite the fact that 60% of Jews in Israel are actually native to the Middle East.
This is wild.
So these guys did all of this, right? They did all of this.
Is that their helicopter?
Yeah.
That looks like a legit helicopter.
It is a legit helicopter.
Yeah, dude, this isn't a game. This is actual terrorists.
Wild.
So they take it over. They take it over. They take it over.
Do you see
and
that?
they tell the people in the ship, usually like mostly Filipino people, Filipino crews.
Oh.
And they're like, all right, well, we got no problems with you, but you're coming with us. We're taking over the ship.
What an incredible way to characterize having a gun in your face. Hasan is asking us not to believe our own eyes as we watch terrorists hostilely kidnap the crew.
We got no problems with you, but you're coming with us.
We have all the problems with you. We have a gun in your face. All I have to do is pull this trigger, and you're no longer a problem.
Shit.
And once again, the crew is still MIA for over a year, prisoners to a terrorist organization. But don't worry, guys. Hasan says they have no problem with them.
They're like, all right, well, we got no problems with you, but you're coming with us.
My God, look at his face. He's like, what is...
This is a 3-minute video.
Dude, he probably feels like I gotta just go along with this or I might not live
Video. I'm expecting like...
after seeing this.
I know they're singing, but I'm seeing these guns and shit. This isn't a music video, Hasan.
Is he disappearing? Like, do we not know where he is?
I bet Hasan's friend really appreciated being fed terrorist propaganda on camera. Let's see what he had to say.
Because hell, even a couple days ago, I was hanging out with my buddy Hasan, and this guy unironically put a terrorist propaganda music video on, and then left the room.
Left the room?
Yeah. And I was just like, and the thing is, like, in hindsight, it's hilarious, But at the same time, I'm like, what is going on here? This is wild to me.
Yeah.
But like, I just, and like, he was like, yo, they're such great dancers.
Oh my God.
I was like, okay.
Eesh.
Wait, is that how it works? If you watch like a politics TikTok, you get recommended Hasan right after? Is that how it works?
Oof.
Bro, he's all over this page.
I wouldn't know. I don't go on TikTok.
That's crazy.
You get to watch old Granny talk about how
Click
much
it.
she loves Trump and then get
Dude,
Hasan.
Hasan be saying some wild stuff, man.
That's an
So I don't know if we
understatement.
can.
Here's another incident of Hasan enjoying some Houthi propaganda.
How can they not agree with the Houthis when this is the kind of music video that they're coming out with?
They got a beautiful voice too. Yeah, Israel been real quiet since this drop, dude. The fucking mixtape.
Oh, Hasan, my sweet, naive friend. You say that Jews don't sing and dance like that? Then what the fuck do you call this? That's right, bitch. What the fuck you stepping on our shit?
Yeah, Israel been real quiet since this drop, dude. The fucking mixtape. Got a beautiful voice too. Israel been real quiet since this drop, dude.
What is going on?
Israel been real quiet since this drop, dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got
Damn, look at those moves.
Houthis been real quiet since this drop, dude.
Now we come to our sweet, beautiful, cute little TikTok twink. This hairless young man is the fantasy of every tween and twix and all the boys and girls on TikTok. He's cute. He's got a mustache. He's a freedom fighter. Beautiful eyes. They call him Timothée Chalamet because he's a Houthi.
Bro, are we about to have a Houthi rebel on stream? Yes, brother. What do you mean? Excuse me. Of course I'm about to have a... I'm a journalist, okay? This is journalism. It's so weird. It's so weird. Motherfuckers want journalism, and when I'm trying to do journalism, they go, why are you doing that? Bro, you are going to get banned? I think it would be ridiculous to do that.
Hasan now has the opportunity to express his journalistic chops, to get his boots on the ground and show us just how good of a reporter he can be.
Okay. I'm doing journalism, chat. Does he know what One Piece is?
He's been watching it since he was a kid.
No way!
Yeah.
That's sick. Yes. Yes.
Nice journalism.
I love you too, man. Big time. Yeah.
I love you. I love you so much.
We're big fans of the Yemeni music videos. You can tell them that. I want to ask him about the knife. The knives are sick. What's up with the knives? You know, the curved knives.
If one of those knives comes out in front of you, it's not going back until it has blood on it.
Oh, okay. My bad. Well, I mean, I think it's cool, though. That's so crazy. So they're just chilling with the captains? Like, I don't understand.
What about the crews on these ships, and they like win them over with their charm, and they make them hate America and the U.S. government?
Okay. I don't think that's it at all, man. I think you put a gun in somebody's face, and they're gonna do what you tell them to do. 99% of the time. You're gonna ask some actual questions.
Okay, this is journalism. It's so weird. It's so weird. Motherfuckers want journalism, and when I'm trying to do journalism, they go, "Why are you doing that?"
You heard of One Piece? Dude, those knives are really cool.
We're just chilling. We're just having we're just vibing. Yeah, we're just vibing. We're vibing big time.
Hasan uncritically interviewed this kid for about an hour. It was the most brazen display of disgusting terrorist propaganda that I have maybe ever seen in Western media.
What has happened to, does he know what has happened to any of the crews? Like, I heard they...
Hasan almost asked a good question, but it's actually leading to the most obscene part of this interview.
He's saying he hasn't spent much time with Chinese people, but one of the captain was Chinese, and he did caught with them, and he danced some music with them, and he was vibing, so he likes him, yeah.
So, I mean, what... That's so crazy. So
dude, this is like making me uncomfortable to watch.
They're just chilling with the captains. Like, I don't understand.
Ask yourself, why is he able to hang out with the captain and the crew of this pirated ship? Why would he even have access to that? Hasan knows why. Of course, he is a Houthi terrorist. Instead of challenging him and demanding more details about these kidnapped and missing people, he just runs defense for this guy, acting like he doesn't know why that would even happen.
He's saying that they win over the crews on these ships, and they like win them over with their charm, and they make them hate America and the U.S. government.
That's so funny.
It is super funny, the idea of
so
kidnapped
funny, dude.
crew members who are being forced, probably at gunpoint, to do some death to Americas and maybe some curse upon the Jews. And frankly, the callous disregard for the well-being of the literal hostages is shocking, even for somebody that loves terrorists.
That's so funny. Is there a KFC there? They're everywhere. I don't think there's a KFC in Yemen, dog.
He says they have two.
Oh, they do have KFC in Yemen? That's crazy. Okay, that's sick.
Is there a KFC in Yemen? No way, dude!
What an amazing question to ask. Is there a KFC? That was so important to know. I'm very glad I got to know that they have KFCs in Yemen. So, you were dancing with the captain. That must have been fun. That's crazy.
Holy fuck! There's a KFC in Yemen! He's just like us!
Does he know what One Piece is?
What if he's been watching it since he was a kid.
No way!
Yeah.
That's sick. Yes. That's fire. That's so fire. Oh my god. We think the Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do. You should tell him that.
You guys all remember Luffy's flag,
Yeah.
right? Now I'm only halfway through that show. So
I have only like read up until they get Arlong. And I'm pretty sure that flag is supposed to represent freedom. Right? I'm pretty sure that's a freedom flag, not a resistance flag.
So maybe I just haven't come to it yet, but I do not remember Luffy's flag looking like this. Predictably, there was some blowback after this interview, and Hasan went immediately into damage control to rewrite history.
He said that he was just simply a Yemeni person and not a Houthi. Yeah, I mean,
Not
we
at all
don't even
what he
know if
said.
he's a Houthi or not. He's a teenager in Yemen. The dude is
Not at
neither
all
a
what he said.
Houthi, nor a terrorist, nor a pirate, is not
Yes,
a
he is.
Houthi rebel. They didn't fucking call him a Houthi either. You want to know why? Because he's not one. He's not a Houthi himself. He's not a pirate, but you know, I don't think he's not a pirate. He has reiterated
said
the
it
position
already.
that he is not a Houthi. Trust me, bro, I'm not Houthi. Be for real. You sucked him off the entire stream. Not even a Houthi militant or anything like that. When I interviewed the dude who they still to this day call a Houthi terrorist, Tim Houthi's not even a fucking Houthi. I thought he wasn't a Houthi because he's not.
He is a Houthi.
No, he was just some fucking Yemeni TikToker. Random fucking Yemeni teenager. Didn't you brand it as him being a Houthi interview though? Bro, are we about to have a Houthi rebel on stream? Yes, brother. What do you mean?
All right, let's just take Hasan's word for it and assume, okay, this kid is not a Houthi rebel. He's just some ordinary Yemen teenager. Let's go ahead and take a look at his social media and see if that lines up.
All right, let's see here. Tel Aviv will burn in the coming hours. Ready for sacrifice and eager for martyrdom. Maybe he's talking about football? Here he is singing a song with the words, "Do you threaten us with what we are waiting for, son of a Jew?" Meaning of Houthi is a title, and it's not something to fear, but for the Jews. They are very afraid of this title. The execution we will carry out on all Zionists, with the lovely depiction of a man impaled through his asshole and out of his mouth with a pike, or how Hasan likes to say it, a pike for a cut. Okay, why would he retweet this article called "Houthis Use Social Media to Boost Global Prominence and Support"? Israel falls. Wait for the new operation in Tel Aviv. The Jaffa drone, which no Israeli defense can stop. The ships we bombed and sank. I know the red arrow is supposed to be a cool military Hamas thing. This is a butt plug. Just saying. To every Zionist, I will put this into your stomach. And let me state the obvious. Jew and Zionist is clearly interchangeable to this guy. Okay, but hating Jews doesn't make you a Houthi. Are you a soldier? Yes. That seems pretty definitive. You know what makes you a Houthi? Being a Houthi. At least one of the two of them is being honest about it.
No way!
Yeah.
That's sick. Yes. That's fire. And that's so fire. Oh my god. We think the Houthis is doing what Luffy would do. They're tweeting an image of a Jewish person on a pike. I don't understand why this problem can't be approached with nuance. Because he is a teenager in Yemen, dude.
Talk about the bigotry of
Yes. The arrogance and ignorance of youth. Being a teenager again and posting death threats against every race. Yes. Those are the good old days, right? Right back on Modern Warfare 2 when you would tell everybody that you would fuck their mom, or you would go over there and beat up their dad, or or you would go on social media and post a bunch of hate speech, or teenagers, man. Teenagers, yeah.
Expectations. He's a kid in Yemen, dude. What do you expect? Of course he's going to want to put a pike through a Jew's asshole and through his mouth.
Yeah.
That's just what kids in Yemen are like, man.
And also, what do you mean? It's just a person on a pike. There's no Jewish person on a pike on that photo, unless I saw something
Unless I saw something different.
Hasan claims this isn't even a Jewish person on the pike. How exactly is a naked, piked person supposed to look like a Jew for you, Hasan? You know what? You're right. Let me make it a little clearer for you. First, he needs a bigger nose, right, Hasan? Of course, he needs a yarmulke, the curly things. Oh, look, Hasan, he dropped his dreidel. He must be Jewish for sure. Or, you know, you could just read what he wrote, you dumbass, liar, terrorist-loving, propagandist piece of shit.
This is why this entire conversation is fucking idiotic. It's not a Jewish person. He said, this is, I think if we're, why am I held accountable for some random fucking 19-year-old in Yemen's tweets? What is happening? How many steps removed are we from this situation?
Ah, yes. It's not my fault. It's not my fault I gave him a platform on the world's biggest streaming platform and used him to, like, let him propaganda on my stream and just suck him off for nonstop. It's not my fault.
Zero? I mean, you platformed him, do you not remember? Did the check not clear or something? When faced with fair criticism for his coverage of the Houthi Luffy, he has a total meltdown.
I fucking despise all of you, dude. I do. I really do. I hate all of you. You successfully got me to talk about this, and my patience is running thin on this matter.
Bro, cry me a river. Cry me a river, bro. You're the only reason you exist to begin with is because of your fan base. And you just shitting all over them, you know, fuck them. Fuck them, right? It's not like they give you your livelihood or anything like that. It's probably just, you know, the alleged terrorist organization paying you out, you know. Probably a lot of money coming from them. Doesn't seem like your fan base actually fucking cares. Because you're just shitting on them.
The endless selfishness, the untapped well of American selfishness and American individualism is in full display. How is this the conversation that you want to have right now?
One of the most cynical methods Hasan deploys to sidestep any criticism is to deflect to the ongoing genocide in Gaza. I've seen him do this so many times. He frames it like you are selfish for trying to criticize him, no matter what the reason is, because there's a genocide happening, man. How can you criticize me at a time like this?
Claiming that I am, you know, too pro-Houthi. When someone is like focusing on that while there's an active fucking ethnic cleansing campaign happening. He also apparently thinks Twitch is liable for me interviewing a Yemeni teenager who's only known genocide his entire life. In the middle of fucking talking about fucking genocide in Gaza, and this dumb fuck. Blow your nose, brother. Love you. Not trying to be mean. Just keep some tissue nearby and clear it out occasionally when needed. Much love. Fuck you, dude. My argument sucks? You think it justifies genocide? What are you, stupid? Everything that can be tangentially turned into like Jewish people are under attack is a decent way to just like drive discourse away from open genocide in Gaza. If your sole focus when Israel is doing a complete genocide in Gaza, if your sole focus revolves around...
Ignore me and my polka shell necklace that hasn't been popular since the early 90s. Focus on all these people over here that are dying. Don't pay attention to me. I'm just small fry. I didn't like play propaganda or anything like that. Just focus on the guys over here that are dying. I didn't do nothing wrong. There's people dying over here. Look at that. Would you just look at it? Right there. Let's just look at it. I didn't do nothing wrong. What Yemen prior? What Yemen prior? You look at the people that are dying. Just look at it.
That people are saying you're a Zionist. Yeah, go fucking yell at streamers for not covering sufficiently the ongoing active genocide in Gaza instead of coming in here and fucking chirping at me.
It's quite a charge to just say I'm a stenographer of the Israeli government or I'm a propagandist. I don't think there's any evidence I'm either of those things. I'm curious who you think I am doing
While
the
we're
propaganda
having this conversation, 3,000 Piers, while we're having this back and forth, 3,840 Palestinians have been ruthlessly slaughtered in the last incursion into Gaza. I feel like this is an incredibly
selfish, self-centered conversation to have.
This technique is so powerful because everyone is afraid of being labeled as a genocide denier. Pierce Morgan, with decades of experience, immediately surrenders when the genocide card is pulled.
When you're just a fucking stenographer, you're not a truth teller.
He has every right to defend himself. And grow a pair, Pierce. Stand up for yourself, man. It's time to stop being intimidated by these online overnight activists who couldn't even point to Gaza on a map before October 7th. Like Hasan, for example.
Doesn't know where Yemen is? Okay, I'm gonna click close. I'm closing it. I'm closing it. I think nope. Got it.
How can you claim to actually care about this genocide when you're willing to so cynically exploit it
to sidestep any criticism?
What a bigot. Before we move on, Hasan has one final taste of idiocy for us all to enjoy.
Now this kid is like, I think he was like 19 at the time when I
He's
talked.
not a kid then.
Which means
He's
that
an adult.
for most of his life, he has withstood genocide, right? Like he is a person whose only experience is like, it's literally like talking to fucking Anne Frank, basically, okay? Being able to talk to Anne Frank in real time.
To quote Anne Frank, I keep my ideals because in spite of everything, I still believe that people are really good at heart. Anne Frank continues to inspire generations of people because in the face of a genocide that eventually took her and her entire family's life, except for her dad, she refused to give in to hate, malice, and violence.
Wow.
And then there's this guy, who would have killed Anne Frank if he ever met her.
Yep.
You might think this is a sweet, innocent girl. Well, I'm happy to tell you guys we are working on a new edition just for you, Hasan. You should hear about the time she went roaming the streets of Berlin at night with a knife, slitting the throats of families, including children, babies, and the elderly. She's killed children, you guys. She even rapes people. She's just like Luffy. There is no other way to describe this than terrorist propaganda. Not only is he platforming terrorist propaganda, right, uncritically, he's participating in it. He's enhancing it. He is not just a conduit. He is an active participant who's disseminating it to more and more people in a way more consumable form. This is extremely fucked up. But why should he care? Their flag doesn't say death to fucking Turks. It says curse upon the Jews. Hasan likes to obfuscate on this and says, nobody cares when Sean Penn interviewed El Chapo.
Sean Penn literally interviewed El Chapo. Exactly, dude.
Nobody is saying you can't have difficult conversations with controversial people. You just have to ask them hard questions.
Yeah, you can't just
guys.
stroke them off
We know
the entire
this.
time.
Now let's move on to everybody's favorite terrorist organization, our friends in the north. It's Hezbollah. Where do I even begin? Thousands of civilians have been killed globally from their terrorist acts, car bombs, and suicide attacks. They even assassinated the Lebanese prime minister. They've hijacked civilian airplanes. They've shot 15,000 rockets into civilian centers. And if you can imagine, that's not even the worst things they've done. They participated in the slaughter of over 500,000 Syrian civilians to help a dictator, Bashar Assad, stay in power. They indiscriminately bombed over civilian centers, and they killed hundreds of thousands of civilians in what can only be described as a genocide. They are a designated terrorist group by the US, by the EU, and, oh yeah, the entire Arab League, which gave them that status after their participation in the Syrian genocide. In short, nobody likes them. Well, there is one person.
Hezbollah is a paramilitary organization.
Do we like them or no?
They are a terrorist organization. Like they're designated. They are designated by the American state as a terrorist organization.
I do not like them then.
Well, like
I like what you like.
I don't have an issue with them, let's just say.
This is Hezbollah's leader, Hasan Nasrallah. According to Hasan Piker, this man is a brilliant freedom fighter. But before we get into that, let's see how he feels about Jewish people. Here are some choice quotes from Hezbollah's leader, Hasan Nasrallah. According to Shaul Shai, Hasan Nasrallah said in a speech delivered in Beirut, "What do the Jews want? They want security and money. Throughout history, the Jews have been Allah's most cowardly and avaricious creatures. If you look all over the world, you will find no one more miserly or greedy than they are."
I don't have an issue with them.
If we search the entire world for a person more cowardly, despicable, weak, and feeble in psyche, mind, ideology, and religion, we would not find anyone like the Jew. Notice, I do not say Israeli.
I don't have an issue with them.
If Jews all gathered in Israel, it will save us the trouble of going after them worldwide.
Yeah, he definitely
History
doesn't
of
like
Jews
Jews.
has proven that, regardless of the Zionist proposal, they are a people who are evil in their ideas. The state of the grandsons of apes and pigs, the Zionist Jew, the murderers of the prophet, the Jews invented the legend of the Nazi atrocities.
I don't have an issue with them.
I can't believe I'm calling Nasrallah base. I mean, listen. Listen. You have to remember something, okay? A lot of these dudes, you see them in their fucking fits, and you hear about like some of their attitudes about like gay people, for example, and you immediately fucking resort to Orientalist perspectives, not realizing that these motherfuckers are better read than you by a million. Okay?
Knowledge means that you can be a bigot.
Like, it's not even, no, it's not a broken clock situation. No, dude. Half of these dudes literally get educated in America and in the UK. What the fuck are you guys talking about?
The more you learn,
this is why
the
it's
more you
Orientalist. To literally look at these dudes and go, oh no, they're fucking barbaric baboons, and like sometimes they get this shit right. No, dude, he knows. It's crazy.
That sounds
He's
really
read more books than you could ever imagine.
Knowledge.
And also, ultimately, he is regarded as a pretty brilliant a person in terms of like everything that he's done. You might not agree with his methods. You might not agree with his attitude overall in terms of like his social, his opinions on civil liberties and shit like that. But ultimately, this motherfucker has read a shit ton of books.
Knowledge.
I feel I've shown you guys enough evidence that Hezbollah is an evil terrorist organization, but have you considered this?
What you meant to say is Hezbollah is Muslim, okay? That's what you meant to say. What you meant to say is they're Muslim. So, of course, as they're Muslim, it's different.
If you're wondering why Hasan's audience is so radicalized, it's because of stuff like this.
Israel, America's greatest ally, the most important country in the world, the most moral nation, the most moral democracy on the planet, is ruthlessly and mercilessly bombing southern Lebanon, including southern Beirut.
What did Lebanon do?
They just kind of were there. They happen to be Israel's neighbor.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Even as someone who's critical of Israel, this retelling is fucking insane.
They just kind of were there.
Hezbollah started launching rockets into Israel hours after the October 7th raid began. They launched 12,000 rockets, killed nearly 100 people, including 12 children, and displaced 250,000 Israelis from northern Israel. That's what caused them to respond.
What did Lebanon do?
Shit. Why did he ask that? What do I say?
Oh.
Do I tell him the real reason? No, my audience will kill me for being a Zionist. Okay, let's try this. They just kind of were there. Hell yeah. Another slick political saved by boots on the ground, Hasan Piker. Damn, I'm good.
Even as a pro-Palestine activist, how does lying about this serve your agenda? All it does is further radicalize people. It removes any nuance, and it avoids any criticism for his team. And this is what continues to drive this conflict on forever. Hasan is dedicated to pleasing his radical audience, even at the price of knowingly lying to them for TikTok and Twitter likes.
I'm a propagandist.
Or he's being paid, which, you know, we can't rule out. What a pathetic propagandist piece of shit liar he is.
And now, let's move to Hamas, the catalyst for this entire thing. They're the ones that committed this horrible act of terrorism, one of the worst the world has ever seen, on October 7th. They are without a doubt the most extreme of all of these terrorist organizations. They are Islamic jihadists that want to convert all of Israel into an Islamic state under Sharia law. That's their stated goal. Hamas has been on the designated terrorist group pretty much as long as there's been a group. These guys have been suicide bombing civilians before ISIS leaders were even born. They fired 50,000 rockets into civilian populations and performed over 100 suicide bombings, killing thousands of civilians. Women are restricted from participating in the workplace and public life. homosexuality is outlawed, and in some cases, of course, punishable by death. They steal foreign aid from the people of Gaza and repurpose it for military use, or they just sell it back to them. For example, why are all the Hamas leaders billionaires?
And let's be real, these guys clearly are not skipping any meals. While the people of Gaza languish in poverty, these fine gentlemen are living in multi-million-dollar penthouses in Qatar.
That lines up with leftist values, or, well, they were billionaires. Because they're all dead. They killed it all, they're all dead. Hamas is a bunch of psychopathic terrorists of the worst order. And nobody would be crazy enough to defend them. No, is this Islam again? Hasan defended Hamas?
Ooh.
Seriously?
Yikes.
Okay.
We had to make last-minute changes to this part to prevent it from being age-restricted on YouTube. I cut out the footage from Hamas, and I will attempt to narrate it for you as best I can.
All right, let's set up. I want to hear this narration.
In this scene, an older woman is walking hand in hand with a girl who looks about 12. And as they're getting in the back of the van, one of the terrorists gives them a wave goodbye and says goodbye to them in English.
Goodbye.
And the two of them smiling wave back.
That's crazy, dog. Dude. Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy. That actually, okay, that's too much. That's more than I expect. Bro, every time they're releasing hostages, the next wave, they're going to be like, actually, I'm good. Like, I'm staying.
These hostages are being released at gunpoint by the people who likely murdered their family in front of them before kidnapping them. Hasan peddling this narrative that they're sad to leave their captors is beyond disgusting.
The next wave, they're going to be like, actually, I'm good.
It's plainly obvious these are traumatized victims who are scared for their life and doing what the terrorists are telling them to do in order to avoid any conflict on the way out. Oh, look at the sweet masked terrorist with his AK-47. He's so nice. Did you guys see how he waves goodbye?
Dude, okay, I'm going to be honest. This is some crazy PR. They look traumatized as fuck. Wait, what? Bro, they look like they're chilling.
This girl who had her foot blasted off on October 7th and then operated on without anesthesia or painkillers is so sorry to say goodbye to her captors. She's going to miss their hospitality, like being raped and being watched showering and changing.
The next wave, they're going to be like, actually, I'm good. Like, I'm staying.
It's so obvious the terrorists are telling them what to do. Ethan, how can you say that? They look so happy. Keep waving. These morons forgot to cut out this part. Yes, that's a terrorist giving them an order to keep waving. And she does. See how fast she reacts? Totally not a fearful victim of terroristic kidnapping. Anyone peddling this nonsense should be embarrassed and ashamed. How pathetic can you get?
The next wave, they're going to be like, actually, I'm good. Bro, they look like they're chilling.
All right, the Houthis is one thing, but he's not going to turn on Hamas propaganda videos and watch it on stream. There's no way.
Well, I think he did.
Okay, it's getting hard to defend him. Freedom fighters, musical shit.
Here is a video that came out of how Hamas produces their own motherfucking sniper rifles.
He can hardly contain his admiration for them.
Produces their own motherfucking sniper rifles.
Let's see how long he can go without offering any commentary or analysis on this Hamas hype video.
Yeah, something you can casually eat too.
Is that cod?
One minute, 36
Wow.
seconds.
Amazing.
Nice. He's taken his time to analyze and think. I expect nothing less from a journalist such as Hasan.
Quiet, everybody. He's about to speak. He's gonna talk.
That's crazy.
He's done it again.
Oh my
I love you.
We will continue killing your soldiers by our locally manufactured snipers. Wow, there's a little message for the Americans out there as well. They're saying like artisanal snipers. So why am I showing you this?
Good question. Why are you showing us 2 minutes of uninterrupted Hamas propaganda? I'm sure he has a good answer.
The reason why I'm showing you this is because one thing that the Israeli maintenance of the apartheid has shown us is that there are no half measures on genocide. You either got to hit the full gen, okay? You can't do half genocide, a little bit of displacement, and then continue maintaining an apartheid state and maintaining an occupation, okay? Which is basically what America did back in the day when, you know, we were building America, Manifest Destiny, right?
Hold on. You showed this to us because of Manifest Destiny? The fuck are you talking about? This is just word salad.
Yeah,
he's really saying nothing.
Really
here.
nothing.
So he has no good reason. Got it.
Okay, fine. He likes Hamas. He watches their propaganda, but he's not going to deny the violent rapes that took place. That is way beyond the pale.
There is one instance in captivity that we have actually gotten verifiable evidence on. Beyond that, the systematized mass rapes that Hamas dealt on October 7, not a single bit of that has been verified. And people still run with it over and over and over again.
Many young people who are simply attending a music festival, women were horribly raped. As I said then, I say today, Israel has a right to defend itself.
What rapes did Hezbollah do? Bro, what rapes did Hamas do? What are you talking about?
He's gotta be getting paid, right? Like, he's gotta be getting paid. It's just, how can you just say that? How can you, like, live in this illusion?
The Stop Anti-Semitism account that considered me to be anti-Semite of the week has also been hallucinating rapes once again, doing rape fantasies once again, because they're fucking mentally ill.
Hamas has committed horrific acts of sexual violence and took
women and girls, men and boys slaughtered after enduring sexual violence. The deadliest day for the Jewish people.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7. Like, that doesn't change the dynamic for me even this much. So that's the other part of this problem that many people can't contend with. Like,
I can't believe how quickly leftists go from believe all women to pics or it didn't happen. The vast majority of people, if not all, who were raped were murdered on the spot, obviously.
Gam Goldstein Almog was kidnapped from her home on October 7th by Hamas terrorists and was held captive for 51 days. Though only 17 years old, she witnessed the murder of her father and sister on that day and is now speaking out about what she witnessed in Gaza as well in a new documentary by Sheryl Sandberg, Screams Before Silence. In new footage, Agam reveals that sexual assault and rape was a regular component of the life as a hostage in Gaza.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th.
Hasan, maybe you would like to call her a liar. Please, go right ahead.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th.
There are dozens of testimonies from witnesses, most of who were in hiding and heard or saw it happen. And each week, there's more stories coming out. There's a UN report that concludes it happened.
Doesn't matter.
But Hasan needs a rape kit from a mutilated body. It's so vile to deny the suffering and trauma of the victims just because you need your heroes at Hamas to be perfect. This conflict will never end until people realize that Palestinian liberation and Israeli security are not mutually exclusive. You need both, and it can be done, but not while people like Hasan lie, propagandize, and incite hate. It's people like him, ironically, that prolong the conflict indefinitely. There's no space for conversation. There's no space for rational thought. There's no space for nuance. My position on Palestine is like 5 degrees off from where Hasan is. And to him and his community, I'm the devil. I'm a Nazi. It's delusional thinking, and it's destructive to their own cause.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th. Like, that doesn't change the dynamic for me even this much. God forbid you throw up the fucking green Hamas banner. What is this?
And now let's move on to our next terrorist organization, Twitch TV. Sinwar, Nasrallah, Dan Clancy. Of course, I'm being a little silly when I call Twitch a terrorist organization. It's only a megaphone for terrorist propaganda. Dan Clancy has been the CEO for a few years, and under his leadership, there's been a few notable instances, one being reducing the premium subscription split from 70-30 to 50-50, which he reversed after backlash. He also attempted to ban the size of sponsored logos on stream to 3% of the size of the screen, was also reversed after backlash. So he's essentially achieved nothing. Oh, well, there is one thing. He actually laid off 900 employees.
Twitch.
That one he did not take back. But here's where the trouble begins. He likes Hasan. He really likes Hasan.
Let me read you an excerpt from a recent interview Dan did.
Oh my God, did he just drop her on her
Clancy
head?
mostly watches musicians or talk shows on Twitch. He particularly enjoys leftist political commentator Hasan Piker. I like the frankness and the bluntness. He's comfortable saying whatever he believes. Don't you think that might be part of the problem there, Danny boy?
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th.
By speaking what he believes, he should be on Rumble with the other fringe radical political streamers. But no, not under Dan Clancy's watch. Dan has elevated him to the status of Twitch Golden Boy. And if you still have doubts, let this settle the matter. Just for clarity, Dan Clancy is the one filming and singing in this video.
Happy birthday to you.
What the fuck?
Happy birthday to you.
Bro, we're never beating the Hasan runs Twitch allegations after this. This is crazy. Oh my God.
Happy birthday, dear Hasan.
This is crazy.
Happy birthday to you.
I'm cooked. I'm cooked.
Happy birthday from Twitch, Hasan. Happy birthday from Twitch.
They look like they're forced to do
I've
it.
been looking around and I genuinely have never seen another video like this anywhere, where Dan Clancy or any top executive forced all these poor sons of bitches during their lunch break to gather around in the crew room and sing happy birthday for Hasan Piker. How humiliating is that? There's
That's
also a small
super
issue
humiliating.
of Dan being a total creep.
Want to explore clips?
That's very nice.
And now you have a clips feed. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Suppose you want to check out the stories to see what you missed yesterday. You click there, and now you're in your stories feed. Okay?
Okay. That's very nice.
Yeah.
That's also...
So that was his stories feed.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Suppose you want to check out the stories to see what you missed yesterday. You click there.
Yeah.
And now you're in your stories. Okay?
Okay. That's very nice.
Yeah.
That's
Come on, Danny boy, keep scrolling.
You know, Dan, I would have let this creep narrative go. If it didn't happen twice, roll it.
You want to
Oh no.
see clips? Swipe this way and now you're seeing clips. The clips are, and that's not necessarily the algorithm.
Look at his face. That's the algorithm, dude. That's not. It's your channel. It's your page.
First of all, it's gross enough you're a creep, but what an incompetent idiot you are. You're the CEO of Twitch and you get caught with the fucking... You get caught with the girlies on your homepage twice? Bro, come on, dude. You got
You're not
wives,
even
man.
trying to hide
Got
it.
daughters. We don't need to know about this. Don't want that in my head, bro. It's also a little bit disturbing considering, you know, he's these people's bosses.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right, so he's incompetent. He's a creep. He's protecting terrorist propagandists. So what's up? So what's the big deal with Dan Clancy? Well, what happened next is what really made me realize how corrupted and rotten Twitch is to the very core of the organization.
Is he gonna talk about the Asmongold ban? Where Asmongold said what he did, but Hasan didn't face any like backlash. Is he gonna talk about that? He might.
First, let me introduce you to Frogan.
Why don't you go take a trip to Home Depot and buy some rope?
She's one of Hasan's main moderators. She's leading great discourse like Ethan's Islamophobic for saying, don't kill civilians. She has zero talent. She has 100 concurrent viewers, but somehow she's always on the homepage. She's winning awards. Nobody's watching her. Nobody cares. Why is she relevant? We don't know. It's important for me to show you guys what an actual horrible person Frogan
disgusting.
is, so that you can see who Twitch is elevating. So let's start with this clip. Ludwig, a large streamer on Twitch, donated $10,000 to the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund. That's a wonderful thing to do, right? No, not good enough for Frogan.
I find ultimately, like, if I were to do a charity thing where the charity thing relies on your donations, it should be something where like 95% of people feel good and are down for it. And like ultimately, regardless of what you think, that is not the situation here. So I personally donated 10K. Because I think it is worthwhile. And if you guys got some extra bread, I would recommend you donate. But I won't throw it on you, you know what I mean? No thanks. And some people are going to say that, you know what I mean? That's why it's the difference.
This is a cracker take.
Difference between like, hey, I can put my money where my mouth is, but I don't need to put your money there. I don't need to enter a fucking debate about whether that's worthwhile.
Take. I know Arabs are dying, but you know, I'm not gonna tell you to donate. Do whatever you want. Me, I donated $10,000, but I'm not gonna promote it. Just don't say you donated $10,000 then. Look, if you're not actively believing, if you don't believe in the cause, and if you're not against genocide at this point, like, keep your fucking money. Keep your $10,000.
Yeah, buddy, keep your $10,000 that could be used to help people in the charity, right? Like $10,000 is like chump change, man. Don't even fucking bother. Don't even bother. $10,000. That's fucking petty, dude. That's gonna film the commercial for it. Don't even bother, man. You're just saying that for publicity. Fuck it. Why you're not asking your fan base to fund the charity event? You're just putting your own money into it. Fuck it. Fuck you. What are you doing? You're not helping.
Keep your little chump change. Like what
These
do you
people
want?
are so easy to read.
Congratulations.
Imagine being Frogan, a leftist living in LA in comfort, begging for her rent money on stream, and telling displaced and famished Palestinians.
No way. That's what that was. That's what that was. Oh my god. Maybe you shouldn't live somewhere that costs $1,400 a month. Then you wouldn't have to beg your subscribers for money.
Palestinian children. No kids.
Yikes.
You need to give that 10,000 back. Ludwig didn't pass my purity test.
Keep your fucking money.
But wait, there's more.
I have no pity at all for any fucking soldiers.
Oh, here we go. This is the one I heard.
Distress, thank you so much. I will never have any fucking pity for any fucking soldiers. U.S. military? Boo fucking who? I hope you get PTSD. Oh my god, I want my fucking Camaro, no student loans. Fuck you.
Disgusting.
I hope you get PTSD.
Disgusting ass bitch, dude. Absolutely vile human being. Say what you want, because the only reason why you get to say those things is because people fought and died for you to have that shit ass opinion. You should just fucking go to these places that you love so much and see how long you last. You know, fuck living in like comfort and being able to say whatever you want, being able to afford that microphone, being able to afford your setup. Disgusting, vile bitch, dude. Sick.
And I hope you get no health insurance when you get back into fucking America.
This clip obviously made the rounds on social media
terrible
and
person.
rightfully outraged a lot of people. Here's how she responded the next day.
I hope you get PTSD. And I hope you get no health insurance when you get back into fucking America.
And stuff in your face.
And they posted it in my head. I'm like, base?
Disgusting.
Based?
Disgusting, dude.
Like, am I supposed to be like I'm not walking back on it. I still fucking agree with it. Based?
The smug defiance Frogan is showing is only because she knows that Twitch will do nothing to moderate her, despite veterans being classified as a protected group in Twitch's own community guidelines.
Disgusting.
But wait, there's more.
Okay. 6250. 9/11 baking stream with Raph and Capri. If we get to this goal by 9/11, Capri, Raph, and I will make the Twin Towers out of a stacked cake. And we'll make an airplane. And we'll recreate 9/11.
Twitch, what the fuck are you doing? How can you allow someone who's so bigoted, so hateful, so despising of living in comfort in the place that she's fucking at, that she has the comfort to be able to say some radical ass shit? Oh my god. Please ban her. When I was younger, I believed that people shouldn't be deplatformed. I believed that everybody should be able to say what they want. However, in a situation like this, where Twitch is a private platform, where younger audiences are watching, I believe that the freedom of speech, remember, freedom of speech does not mean freedom from consequences. You can say what you want, but you're not immune to the consequences that would come from certain speeches. And promoting violent acts, promoting the hatred of a certain group, and promoting a tragic event in U.S. history, you are not qualified to receive protection of free speech. You will face consequences for that. At least that's what I believe. That is so gross, dude.
This tweet was the final straw for me. You'll notice the date is October 7th, 2023, the morning of the massacre, at 5:30 a.m. Pacific time. At this moment, Hamas militants had infiltrated a music festival and several kibbutzim, where they began their wanton slaying of civilians. Here's what she tweeted. Leftists preach and foam at the mouth at the thought of a revolution happening in America. But as soon as it happens in the Middle East, what they're doing is wrong. It's not what she said. It's when she said it. While she's on Twitter celebrating, I was listening to the local news in Israel. Families were calling into news stations begging for help. Let me show you what I mean.
Oh no.
איפה אתם? יואו, ממי, צריכים מיקום. תתחברו, תמצאו מקום, תתחברו. אבל אני אוהבת אותך, אנחנו בתוך הרכב, אי אפשר לצאת. אני יוצא לכיוון שלכם עכשיו, צריכים מיקום. אני בא, ממי, צריכים מיקום, אלוהים.
The morning of October 7th, Israelis were listening to calls like this all morning long.
Oh my
Dozens
God,
of them.
dude.
Imagine reading this tweet after listening to this. This woman should have moved on years ago to another profession. But for some reason, Twitch is obsessed with keeping her on life support. And instead of moderating her, they actually gave her an award, Together for Legendary Woman, in which she would get front page placement all year long. This is actually my favorite detail about Frogan. She won a Rising Star Award at the Streamer Awards, an award show put on by her friends. And then the next year, guys, she gets nominated for Rising Star again. Are they fucking with her? You can't be Rising Star twice. It's up or it's down, man. In fact, you were never up. That was the problem. They tried to pretend like you were up, but you were always down.
Rising Star twice. What's this, fucking Mario Kart? You hit a boost up there or some shit? Because Frogan is the 2-time Rising Star champ, and because of her massive viewership of 100 concurrent viewers, it only makes sense that Twitch would give her one of the main stages at TwitchCon to do a 45-minute long segment. Her idea that was Twitch approved, an Arab to Jew racial tier list.
Oh
so
my
the premise
God,
is who can
Twitch.
say Habibi, an Arabic word of affection like baby or sweetheart. And this tier list determines who can say it. Top and most desirable tier is Arab. And at the bottom, the worst one is, quote, loves Sabra. Now, why does loves Sabra equate to Jews? Sabra is a well-known Israeli company that makes hummus. They've been on the divestment list for many, many years, so the activists are well aware of their status. Oh yeah, and Sabra literally means a Jew that was born in Israel.
It also plays up an anti-Semitic trope that denies Jewish identity in the Middle East. There's this idea that Israelis are all white colonizers who are stealing the culture and identity of Arabs to make it seem like they belong there. Watch Frogan and her co-hosts accuse Israelis of culturally appropriating Arab culture.
The one thing that's like funny is that there's two types of like genocide, right? There's like genocide of real people, and then there's like cultural genocide, right? Like this is fucking funny. But it's like, those motherfuckers trying to take hummus and say it's Israeli is the most insane thing to me.
Dude, the fact that they have the audacity to create Sabra and make that like the staple hummus of America, insane.
It's super offensive to us. And like that's actual like cultural appropriation. Like people get mad when someone has like dreadlocks and they call that culture. I'm like, come on, it's just like a hairdo. Like it's okay. People like white people are allowed to have dreadlocks if they want dreadlocks. But like actually trying to claim our food, our desserts.
Just one question for you guys.
Who the fuck do you think is making the hummus in Israel? Martha Stewart? No, it's the same fucking Arabic-speaking Jews that you kicked out in the 1950s. Yes, they also like hummus, and they like all the same shit you do. Because they are you. They're from your country. You kicked them all out, and now you're accusing them of stealing your culture. You want to talk about cultural genocide? Well, here it is. You racist piece of shit.
Those motherfuckers trying to take hummus and say it's Israeli is the most insane thing to me.
Hey, scumbag, here's a hummus place we used to eat at. The chef is from Yemen. Here's another dude from Syria. Does this dude look like a white colonizer to you? Would you like to tell him he's stealing your culture? Well, this is what most Israelis look like.
Dude, the fact that they have the audacity to create Sabra.
This is casual bigotry being passed around like a leftist talking point. It's exactly why people are saying that anti-Semitism is coming mostly from the left. And yes, I know this dipshit is also Jewish. Incredible. He picked up so many tokens, he actually became one. And by the way, everybody on this panel is looking pretty fucking white themselves.
Yeah.
So bearing all of this in mind, it's really not a stretch to say that the Love Sabra bracket is a dog whistle for Israelis or Jews.
The next person is one of my favorite people, Ethan Klein.
I told you guys to clap.
This is a good reaction.
That was a good one. That's good. All right. Turn that up. Turn giraffes.
We all know where this is going.
You guys are missing a category for Zionist. That was a joke. That was just a joke.
Yeah, that was completely a joke.
Stand up. Well, obviously it's Love Sabra, right?
Yeah, it has to be.
That's easy. That's
Definitely Love Sabra.
She apparently consulted with the head of the KKK, and he told her, more subtle. So if it wasn't obvious enough, they pulled me, one of the best-known Jewish creators, and immediately put me in Sabra. Hasan, by the way, who's Turkish, not Arab, is Arab. That's the good one. That's the good one. The Arab ethnicity is S tier. Then Denham's jokes that we don't have a category low enough for Zionists, once again calling out my Jewish identity.
Dude, where's the, you guys are missing a category for Zionist.
And if it isn't about being Jewish,
why would they put Ben Shapiro in the thumbnail?
One of the other most prominent Jews on YouTube, in the category next to me, when he's not even featured in the game. Who's next down there? Anne Frank? Einstein? Seth Rogen? Schindler? Well, he wasn't Jewish, but they would put him down there, let's be real.
It also doesn't help their case that both my wife and Ben Shapiro's wife were born in Israel, which would make them Sabras. So loves Sabra literally in this case means Jew lover. That sounds pretty racist. And what about the title? How Arab are these Twitch streamers? Hold on a minute. I thought this was about hummus.
Yeah.
You know, I'm tired of these people gaslighting me. Haven't the Jews been gassed enough? So you're telling me you understand what a microaggression is, but you can't understand why a Jewish man might be uncomfortable with this. I feel like this is indefensible, blatant, obvious anti-Semitism.
Dude, this was a Twitch panel. This was a sanctioned Twitch panel at TwitchCon. Actual Capcom is sponsoring this event. Chevron, Samsung. What are you guys doing? Twitch. What the fuck is this? How is nobody at the PR team at Capcom, Chevron, Samsung not like, wait a second, I see AT&T over there. Mind-blowing. It's absolutely mind-blowing, dude. Oh my god. How are these companies not realizing that they're being pulled into some really bigoted shit?
And this was greenlit by Twitch to appear on their main stage. How is that even possible? Right in front of their sponsors too. Chevron, Capcom, and Samsung. This
Dude, it's
racial
like-
tier list was brought to you by our sponsors, Chevron, Capcom, and Samsung.
I'm glad I'm
this
not
is
the
an
only one who
example of
thought
Twitch
that way.
management elevating a racist nobody like Frogan at the detriment of their own company's well-being.
Yeah.
Why?
After the predictable controversy this caused, Dan Clancy, the CEO, went live for the first time after 2 weeks and did an FAQ.
It's exciting to be here. Mary, thanks for having me. It's always a joy to do this with you. And we have a lot to talk about. And, looking forward to questions.
Let's take a look at some of the questions they got. This person asked, do you plan on addressing the anti-Semitism problem? Dan's response, permanent ban. Why do you not ban streamers that show terrorist propaganda on your website? Good question. Permanent ban. Do you care to comment about the ADL and anti-Semitism on Twitch? Ban.
Why the fuck is the CEO banning people for asking reasonable questions about a relevant controversy they've been in? What the fuck is this? These are not even written like in a mean way. You are banned, just like the entire country of Israel. It had just been discovered around the same time as this Arab tier list that Twitch had secretly, without announcing it anywhere, banned the entire country of Israel from creating new accounts. This was enacted right after October 7th, and it continued on for a year. And if you're wondering how you didn't hear about it before, it's not because the Israelis weren't talking. Here's the top Israeli streamer's video about it.
Which is entitled, Twitch does not want Jews on their platform. He explains that they slowly started to realize no accounts could be made, and him and his fellow Israeli streamers were causing a lot of noise to get noticed, but Twitch completely ignored them for 5 months. When he created a support ticket with Twitch, it was straight up deleted with zero explanation. Around the end of the year, when people started talking about anti-Semitism on Twitch, Dan Saltman discovered the Israel ban when he was sent the code proving the block happened, presumably from someone who works at Twitch, and it could no longer be ignored. Israeli and American media started to pick up the story, which finally forced Twitch to respond. He also explains the block started on October 13th, which happens to be Global Jihad Day, when Islamic terrorists call on others globally to act, which he thinks is an odd coincidence. They were never notified in any way, and it greatly affected their business. He says he doesn't feel safe with Dan Clancy in power, as he feels he can no longer trust him.
When Israelis try to sign up, it gives you a generic error message. It doesn't say anything to suggest that you're ineligible because you're in Israel. So when one of these guys wrote to Twitch customer service, this is what they said. I am really sorry that you are having issues creating an account. We have reviewed your case thoroughly and can confirm that, unfortunately, you are not eligible to create a Twitch account. As a result, we will be closing your case at this time.
Under the new increased scrutiny, Dan Clancy panicked and posted 2 terrible explanations on Twitter that were immediately community noted.
Yep.
How can Twitch say on one hand that they've reviewed the case thoroughly, and then on the other hand say it was an accident and they didn't know? This is all very fishy.
A big media company like
Disgusting.
Twitch doesn't realize that their new account signups from Israel has completely flatlined? You're telling me that you guys didn't notice that? That's impossible. Then, at the same time, it was announced that Sneeko, Fresh and Fit, and the little Houthi twink terrorists were all unbanned and they could stream again on Twitch. This is like the
My God. They couldn't be any more blatantly obvious.
holy trinity of anti-Semitism.
So guys, yeah, we're back on Twitch. Welcome. I know we had gotten banned or whatever, or we got suspended, but I went ahead and appealed it, and we're back in the house, man. So for all the haters out there that were like, you know, oh yeah, they got banned on Twitch. Hey, be mad. Be mad, guys, because we are back in the house. They can't stop us.
They did stop them. Good. An hour later. All 3 of the accounts were eventually rebanned. But the decision to unban those 3 creators at that exact time, and being 3 of the best known anti-Semites on the internet, seems to clearly be trying to send a message.
And then it was discovered that Twitch's head of policy and community guidelines was previously fired from her job publicly by the British government. Why? She does not like the Jews.
That's right. Their head of trust and safety was previously suspended from her job at Ofcom for being too anti-Zionist. And guess where her very next job was at? That's right. Twitch TV.
Apparently she was posting pro-Hamas tweets only mere days after October 7th happened.
That's so interesting. It sounds just like someone else we know. It's almost like supporting terrorists is institutional. Hell, it might even be a prerequisite.
Take a look at this tweet from Twitch's senior manager of inclusive marketing, Bridget Chermating, on October 12th. People are posting screenshots of them donating to Israel relief funds. Shake my head, y'all are truly rooting for the oppressor. Read a damn book. This tweet was made only 5 days after the October 7th massacre. The donations she's criticizing would go to families like this, if they were still alive.
Why are people allowed to
This
do that?
entire family was murdered in cold blood by Hamas terrorists on October 7th. Bridget, who did these little girls oppress? How can you act so high and mighty for your cause and be so callous and inhuman for the innocents on the other side? This statement was made by the senior manager for inclusive marketing. Is that some kind of joke?
It is a
this
joke.
what inclusion
It's
looks
fake.
like at Twitch?
Inclusion is fake.
Is it really crazy at this point, after all this, to say that Twitch has an anti-Semitism problem? I think
Twitch
it would
does
be
have a
harder at
problem.
this point to argue the opposite.
Oh, Bridget, one more thing. Sorry, I forgot.
No way
Can
you
you
said
tell me
that.
the answer to this riddle? What's the difference between a Boy Scout and a Jewish kid? I'm standing.
No way she made that joke. Dude, that's like Modern Warfare 2 lobby joke.
By. Let us know. And yes, it's true. I should point out this tweet is from 2011. This
Doesn't
one,
matter.
however, is from 22. Sarah Silverman tweeted out, Kanye threatened the Jews yesterday on Twitter and it's not even trending. Why do mostly only Jews speak up against Jewish hate? The science is so loud. Bridget said, this was the energy I was around when I worked with 2 Jewish women in social impact who were both senior to me. She's trying to make Sarah Silverman seem like some kind of Jewish Karen for caring about anti-Semitism. I wouldn't really care about any of this if she wasn't the head of fucking diversity at Twitch. What the fuck is happening here? This is insane.
So with people like her deciding what is and isn't okay on Twitch, there's no surprise that you end up with these extraordinarily uneven enforcements of the rules.
Take, for example, this clip of the streamer Destiny. He was permanently banned for what he said here.
That community is never worth engaging with. There's just no point in doing it. Like, it's too, the risk of me, like, ending up getting, like, permabanned and my life destroyed because of these, like, inbred fucking disgusting losers is, like, it's just not worth it. It's just totally not worth it.
And okay, you know, fair enough.
Wait,
if
that
you're
was
going to
it?
be consistent with the enforcement, then, you know, let's have a friendly place, a safe environment. It's calling a minority group inbred, which results in a permanent ban. Okay.
Wait, that was it?
Okay, has anyone else done that?
the Jewish KKK brigades out there. Just a bunch of fucking inbred hicks. Imagine the most inbred white supremacist guy you can imagine, okay? Every week there was another fucking psychopathic settler, inbred fucking douchebag. Oh, these inbred fucking douchebags in the background, dude. A nation entirely comprised of messianic, inbred, ultra-orthodox psychopaths that these inbred don't understand. Educated, inbred, fundamentalist hicks.
Calling us in the middle of campus, calling us inbred, that we have no culture. One of them grabbed my friend's Israeli flag in the middle of campus, carried it to a mob by the gate that were communicating with the angry mobs outside of campus.
Untrained, inbred asses shipped into southern Lebanon, telling us that we are all inbred and that we have no culture.
You want to see clips?
Inbred.
Happy birthday from Twitch, Hasan.
The clips are, and that's not necessarily the algorithm.
اسألوا أصحاب الفخامة والمعالي واسألوا عن الحشود العسكري.
Jesus,
Hasan,
man.
a non-Jewish person, is referring to Jews as inbred consistently throughout his career.
Inbred, ultra-orthodox psychopaths.
Zero punishment.
Wow.
Hasan interviewing a Houthi pirate.
The Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do. You should tell him that.
Zero punishment.
Dude.
Hasan watching terrorist propaganda with zero critical commentary.
They do
What is
do
this?
musicals. They're very musical people.
Are you being serious?
Zero punishment. Hasan threatening
My
a
God.
sitting congressperson. This one actually blew my mind. When I saw he tweeted that, I said, he's done after this for sure. For sure he is.
For those that may not recognize this weapon, I'll explain. Shinzo Abe is a former Japanese prime minister. He served from 2012 to 2020. He was assassinated in July of 22 in a stunning fashion that left the Japanese public horrified. He was killed with a makeshift weapon that the shooter had built himself at home. So when Hasan saw this tweet that he didn't like, he posted the schematics in what can only be presumed as an invitation to someone in his fan base to build this weapon and then assassinate this sitting congressperson who wrote a tweet he did not like. I genuinely do not know how he didn't land himself in prison for making terroristic threats.
Zero punishment.
Let the streets soak in their fucking red capitalist bloods.
And this isn't just a Hasan problem. It underscores a disturbing trend among leftists on Twitch. The problem is, if you can believe it, these people are frequently making death threats and facing zero consequence. I know it sounds far-fetched, but I assure you it's very real.
Listen, I'll up the number, okay? 30K to anyone who'll make this dipshit disappear.
Bro, that Destiny guy needs to get
My God.
Not gonna fucking lie.
It would just be so easy to just, it will save, like, solve all of our problems. Like, we would have socialism now at this point, right? We would have socialism at this point if someone just went out of their way and it would be so easy.
Thing that happens, I mean, like, holy shit, guys. If you live in Florida, I have an opportunity for you. If you want to earn $100,000, let me know.
Actually, Mike from PA, the dude that's stuck in the before image of a transformation story, did receive a 3-day ban.
This man put a bounty
A 3-day
on a fellow
ban.
streamer's head. This man should not be getting a 3-day suspension.
Be
He
going
should
to
be getting
prison.
a knock on his door from the FBI.
I made this video for 2 reasons. First, to stop Hasan infiltrating mainstream media. Hasan has been welcomed by many mainstream outlets. They view him as a friendly social democrat, as someone who's just trying to spread
disgusting.
progressive politics
That's
online
disgusting, dude.
to an important demographic. But we know that's not true. He is not their friend or their ally. If you ever see Hasan rubbing shoulders with anyone from mainstream media, let them know politely, with all the civility in the world, what kind of person he is when he thinks mainstream media isn't watching. Help them understand that his name should be associated with people like Nick Fuentes and Alex Jones, other fringe, radical, political commentators. Number 2, Twitch must be held accountable.
Yeah.
Twitch has proven
Twitch
that
has
it will
gotten
not
away
change
with
by
way
choice. And so it is our moral imperative to enact that change through any reasonable means that we can. Samsung, Chevron, and Capcom. Twitch has given them a lasting association with a racial tier list with Arabs at the top and Jews at the bottom. These brands have every right to know. And they should. We all recall YouTube's adpocalypse. It happened when ads were running over ISIS recruitment videos and it caused a brand exodus. The same thing is happening now on Twitch, but instead of ISIS, it's the Houthis, Hamas, and Hezbollah. Dan Clancy's refusal to moderate extremists is the only reason for any of this. He is the sole person to blame. He had so many opportunities to stop this. Ultimately, after dedicating months of my life to creating this video, I am left with one overwhelming conclusion.
They don't care.
Fuck this dude.
That's it. My God, guys. What a fucking video. That's crazy. My God, that's insane. Make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you guys like it. I'll go ahead and post the link to it in chat. Holy shit, guys. Well done, Ethan. Well done.